And there we go. Hey, YouTube, you're on TikTok. TikTok, you guys are on YouTube. Say hi to everybody. Hi, TikTok. Hi, YouTube.
Hi, everybody.
All right, let me flip this back around. All right, we're doing a little test live stream tonight on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So happy Thursday, everybody. Let's see. Let me go to the comments here on my Christina Barnett's. Hey, how you doing? How's it going, Melody? So did you guys see the intro that I made for my live streams? Did that work? Everybody on YouTube, did that work out? This is like a beta test. Just testing out the live stream for the interview tomorrow with John D'Souza, the former FBI agent that the show The X-Files was written about. Somebody's saying yes. Well, you guys on TikTok saw it because I was aiming the phone at my screen, so you saw it. But I just want to make sure that people on YouTube actually saw that intro too. I mean, I guess it's not the biggest deal. I never thought it would be a big deal to have an intro, but I thought I'd try it out. Okay, so nobody on YouTube's answering me. All right. This is kind of a little bit weird having TikTok and YouTube going at the same time. I feel like I'm neglecting one or the other if I'm not looking at the camera here. So Rasta Riley says, yeah, it was short, but I saw it. How's it going? Okay, well, yeah, it's just an intro. It's like 36 seconds long. You don't want to. Thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome. No intro. Ted Stalking. That's a funny name. So yeah, I don't, you don't really want an intro to be a couple minutes long or anything. And it's, just an intro. So anyway, so what do we got going on this week? A lot of stuff.
Do you have somewhere that people can send you questions so that you can have a list of questions for tomorrow? That was something I think that you said that you were gonna.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Where would be the best place to send John D'Souza? I'm going to repeat myself a little bit because there's people constantly logging in, people logging into Twitter, to good God, what platform am I on? TikTok, on YouTube, and they're wondering what I'm talking about. So I'll just repeat myself again real quick. Interviewing former FBI special agent, 25 years, retired, John D'Souza, the guy that the show The X-Files was written about. He gave his input into the different episodes, and voila, we have The X-Files. So he's a real guy. He exists. He lives here in Arizona. Spent some time with him. He's helped me figure some things out and taught me how to be a true investigator as opposed to a fact finder. And I'm really appreciative of that. So, he's going to be on my YouTube channel tomorrow, and he's going to answer questions for all of you. If you have any questions at all about, how does the FBI operate, or how did it operate before he left? He left actually when James Comey became the director of the FBI. Apparently, not apparently, what John told me was that James Comey's nickname in the FBI was Cardinal Comey because he was such a dictator. He operated like a dictator. And when Comey became the director of the FBI, John said, okay, well, that's been enough for me. I'm out. And he retired. And he's been working on his own ever since, writing books, appearing on talk shows, doing seminars, traveling around the world, talking to people, helping them become true investigators, and part of like a digital army, citizen journalist, digital army, teaching people how to everyday citizens how to do some of the things that maybe the FBI or other intel agencies refused to do because maybe they were complicit in some things or they were afraid of actually investigating certain things. So we, the people, had to go ahead and do that. And John's out teaching people how to do that. I got to spend the entire day with him, thankfully, and learn that. So anyway, he's going to be on my show tomorrow on my YouTube channel. This is a show. So if you want to send some questions ahead of time, you can either use your real name or just your screen name. You can go to my Twitter account. My website is right there, bardin.us, and go to my Twitter account. It's at Michael Barden8, M-I-C-H. Oh, right there on the screen. You guys can't see it on TikTok. It's Michael Barden, M-I-C-H-A-E-L-B-A-R-D-E-N, the number 8 on Twitter. That'd probably be the best way to send the question. You can put it in the comments on this live stream, and or let's see here. Don't put them in the comments here on TikTok. If you're on TikTok and you want to check this out, send. I just say send it to Twitter. It's official. It's unanimous. Twitter is the best way to do that. I don't have to be following you. You don't have to be following me. You can just go ahead and send a message, and just put regarding interview with John D'Souza. John, who is the smoking man? What was episode or season 11, episode 3 about in this specific scene? Do you know anything about that? Did you help write that? Was that you or was that Hollywood that added that in? My best guess, I don't know this. I'm pretty damn sure that not everything that ended up on the TV show is 100% factual and that they added a few things in for TV. They had to have. That would be my best guess. So you can ask him stuff like that. He investigated the 9/11 attacks. He worked in counterterrorism. He's literally caught terrorists. And he's done all kinds of interesting stuff. So his entire career wasn't all about aliens and paranormal stuff. He did ground level FBI every day. I don't know if you call it normal. He did everyday FBI kind of stuff. So his career was all encompassing, and he'll be able to answer questions to just about anybody. Somebody, let's see, Melody here on YouTube is, let's see, do you think that the FBI will ever be truly honest? I would really like to know the truth about AI, such as New World Order and fake alien invasion. Yeah, I think that so in every large government group, just about every government group, there's compartmentalization. So there's the people up at the top, and that's where a lot of our problems are. Same thing in the Air Force and the Army and the Marine Corps, FBI, CIA, FAA, FDA, CDC, the fill in the blank, whatever acronym. Certain people have made it to the top, and there are some white hats and black hats, the good guys and the bad guys. So finding the black hats that have made it up to the top, who are creating these compartmentalized, weaponized systems used against American citizens, those are the ones that need to be removed. So I think there's a lot of good people in a lot of different agencies. Maybe not as many as we would like, or as many that are willing to step forward and just tell us exactly what's going on. But Melody, that's something that you could probably ask John about tomorrow. Because he definitely knows the difference between a hoax and reality. So, Maury Steincross says, "Are they still watching you?" Yeah, they're watching you too. You heard of the Patriot Act? Yeah, this is a mass thing. There was actually, since you asked, there was a car sitting out in the front of our house last night for about 2 hours with the parking lights on, and we live way in the back of a neighborhood. Nobody just drives through here to cut through to another part of town. You have to go out of your way to get back here to the house. And yeah, there was a car parked with a guy sitting in it. Who knows if he was out there just like smoking a joint or talking to his girlfriend, didn't want his wife to find out, or hiding out from his parents or whatever. But parked directly in front of our house, across the street, with the parking lights on for about 2 hours. So I don't know. But yeah, I still have some issues with certain situations going through town. Bad actors repeating my personal conversations, playing weird street theater skits on me, stuff like that. So I just don't let it affect me at all. I'm vigilant. I keep an eye out and I pay attention to what they're doing and saying, but that's it. Okay, so let's see. I'm using this new interface here. I was on I did a live stream with a guy named Marlon Brown, and he used this StreamYard app, and it allows you to do a few certain things. So let's try this out. Look at that. You guys on TikTok can't see what I'm doing right now. I just put a banner. So if you folks on YouTube, you're asking where you can send questions to John, there you go. It's streaming right down there on the bottom. There's my Twitter. For those folks on YouTube, if you're not following me on TikTok, there's my TikTok. So my website, my Twitter, and my TikTok. You folks on TikTok, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. People are logging out. Like he's spending more time talking to the YouTube people. Yeah, maybe go to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. I really don't know how much longer I'm going to be on TikTok. Once I started getting censored, videos deleted, shadow banned, they just hit the emergency brake on my account. They were probably like, okay, this guy is talking about the truth too much. He's informing all these other individuals here on TikTok. The guy got over 8 million views in 1 month and 127.3 followers. So we got to do something about that. As soon as they started censoring me, I was like, who's the CEO of TikTok? We know that Zuckerberg is the CEO, strawman CEO of Facebook. We know that what's Jack's last name?
Dorsey?
Jack Dorsey is the CEO of Twitter. But who's the CEO of TikTok? TikTok's like this nameless.
Oh, TikTok. Oh, what's her name?
It is Vanessa Pappas. Pappas. Hi, Vanessa. How you doing? If you're watching, there's no way that she's watching my channel. I don't know, but I figured out that Vanessa Pappas, that's potatoes in Spanish, is the CEO of. My girlfriend's over here laughing at me. It is Papas. Yeah. Papas con huevos. Good breakfast. But yeah, so she's the TikTok of CEO. She's the CEO of TikTok, and apparently they're allowing censorship in a constitutional republic that affords us our First Amendment rights to talk about basically whatever we want. And apparently these platforms don't believe in the Constitution, and they make their user agreements to basically kind of like, okay, these user agreements remind me of, okay, so the DHS put out this watch list guidance a while back, and there were 72 different things that would put you on a government terrorist watch list. And they covered every aspect of life. You could literally be an animal rights activist or want to make the world a better place in general. And that would put you on a, quote, terrorist watch list. If you were, you can look it up. Just Google it, DuckDuckGo. 72 things that will put you on a terrorist watch list, DHS. You can find it. There's 72 things. And it covers, it's like a blanket list that they could pick and choose anyone they wanted if you have contact with anyone outside of the country. So anyone that's got a YouTube channel, a Facebook, a Twitter, or anything, you're going to have some followers that are from outside of the country. Boom. They can go, okay, well, you have contact with this person outside of the country. You could be a terrorist. And they can use that to their advantage and watch you, surveil you. So the same type of thing seems to be going on with TikTok and Twitter and all these different platforms. And if you're not going along with their mainstream narrative and just regurgitating all that nonsense, and then go, well, you violated our guidelines, so you got to go now. We're not going to allow you to get your information out to the public, and we're going to take away your livelihood, because if you have a monetized YouTube channel and you have a monetized TikTok channel and you're using that to supplement your income, but you're being stifled and they're shutting down or shadow banning your YouTube and or TikTok channel, so you just can't get the views that you were getting before, then they're literally stealing money from you, keeping true information away from viewers that are trying to subscribe and watch your channel to actually get real news. They're violating your First Amendment right and everybody else's right to free speech. Hearing, for not just being the person putting out the free speech, but the people trying to listen to it. They don't, they've realized, okay, we can't trust CNN, we can't trust NBC, ABC, MSNBC, even Fox. And that's why we go to other channels. Some of my favorite channels that I would listen to on YouTube or watch their videos, Amazing Polly. She got deleted. A show called In Pursuit of Truth. Ooh, I need to go back to my comments here. In Pursuit of Truth. Those are my two favorite. The X22 report, SGT report, all gone. All got deleted from YouTube because they were doing real investigative journalism and not playing into the mainstream narrative that corporate media wants everybody to buy into. And they were basically a threat against the deep state. The deep state probably considers them terrorists because they're telling you the truth. And yeah, so they're all gone. YouTube deleted 8,000 channels this year. And 16 of those were really big truth channels. I subscribed to all of them. And in one day, YouTube deleted all of the channels that I watch to get my information. So now a lot of them have moved to BitChute. Some just have their own private standalone websites. What are some of the other ones that they've gone to? What, man, I haven't eaten
Oh, were you talking to me?
I'm good. What are some of the other websites or people?
Oh gosh, I'm not good at that. I see so many.
Rumble, isn't that one that people are going to? But yeah, a lot of these actual investigative journalists, because they're not paid by a corporation, and they're putting out true information, facts. Oh, Patreon. Thank you. Somebody said Patreon. Yeah, I have a Patreon channel too. I don't upload much to it because everything I talk about is basically free here on YouTube. Talk about it here on TikTok also. So one thing I've noticed while I'm bitching and complaining about censorship, one thing I've noticed is the numbers for my live streams on TikTok have gone down considerably. Whoa, I hear somebody coming in. It's the CIA. Just kidding. My daughter's getting home from work. Hey, what's up? I'm live streaming everywhere.
Hey, somebody was asking if you can move your camera closer to your laptop so that you're looking more.
Okay, let me do my best here to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, they're on my bedroom nightstand. Yeah. Hi. How's it going? My daughter just got home from work, everybody. All right. Maybe I'll move this over to this side. Thank you guys for helping me kind of get prepared for tomorrow. I'm trying to make this a little bit better here. Okay. Is that better, TikTok? Better. Okay. All right. Do my best to please everybody here.
You're welcome.
Good to go. Good to go. All right. Eric X says independent journalism. Independent journalism's amazing. It's about the only way that we can get actual information that is going to benefit us.
Okay, reiterate what you're setting up for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to everybody that's just joining, I am getting ready to do an interview with 25-year FBI special agent, retired John D'Souza, who is the FBI agent that worked on the X-Files. And the X-Files were actually FBI files that basically fact finders, standard everyday fact finder investigators, couldn't figure out paranormal kind of stuff. Indigo children, you know, the kids that were drawing pictures of 9/11 before 9/11 happened. And they actually, I don't know if you guys know about the Indigo children. Yeah, they were telling their teachers that there's going to be a big explosion at these two towers. And they were drawing pictures of people jumping out of buildings. And then like the next day or a couple days later, 9/11 actually happened. And the FBI couldn't figure out how these kids knew that. They had their teachers were like calling the FBI going, a child in my class just explained what was going to happen here. I thought you guys would want to know. And the FBI literally went and met with these children and interviewed these children and their parents. And some of their parents were being looked at as suspects in 9/11 because they couldn't figure out how these kids knew what was, going to be happening. And so John would investigate stuff like that. He talked to me about that, going to do those interviews. So John D'Souza is the guy that the show The X-Files was written about. And he gave his input for those episodes that you guys all watched in the 90s. And then they started The X-Files again in 2018? I think they came back and did that. And if you look on my TikTok channel, for the YouTube folks that haven't gone to my TikTok channel yet, it's scrolling across the bottom. I did a couple videos showing the a couple excerpts from the X-Files when they came back 2018, and they're talking about New World Order, the takeover of America, and stuff like that. And it's kind of interesting to check that out. You guys should go check that out for sure. But they basically talked about what's going on right now. Right now, 2020, they talk about this. So I've got my own questions for John tomorrow, and that's part of what I'm going to ask him. And I get to go first, not being rude or anything, but I'm going to start off with a couple questions for him, and then I'm going to get into your guys' questions. So, do I have a YouTube? Thank you for asking, TikTok. I do, and I'm actually live streaming on YouTube right now. If you go to my bio.
I'll post it right now.
Okay. Andrea's going to post it right now. But if you go to the bio, the link directly to my YouTube channel is there in the bio, and link to my website as well. So there's that. All right. Okay, so we are multitasking here. We're on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. Again, TikTok, you guys, I might not be around much longer on TikTok. Or, well, shit, who knows? Who knows? Reverend Do Right, Do Wrong on YouTube says, how are you doing, Mike? Well, tonight I'm doing okay. A little bit hungry, but thanks for asking. Kind of excited to talk to one of my heroes tomorrow. If somebody asked me, I don't like to think of people as heroes. I like to think of them as just extraordinary people that are doing things that other people might not. But if somebody said, who are your heroes? The people I can think of off the top of my head would be President Donald J. Trump, General Michael Flynn, John D'Souza, and Kathy O'Brien. And there's some other people that I admire. But those are the four that just pop out in my mind that I really admire what they're doing. And so far, 2 of them follow me on Twitter. I'm waiting for President Trump to follow me on Twitter, but that's probably not going to happen. And Kathy O'Brien, I don't know why she doesn't follow me. She's retweeted some of my, or maybe she does, and I just don't realize it. So 2 out of 4, possibly 3 out of 4. TikTok is going to be around, just maybe not my account. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. I appealed all the videos. I've kind of reached out for some help from the behind the scenes folks, the white hats. And I've in the past, I've reached out and just let them know that there's some weird stuff going on with my e-commerce store or Twitter account or something going kind of haywire. And then the next day, magically, stuff seems to be fixed. Brian Glaze says Flynn follows guys like you. Yeah, he does. He absolutely does. I've supported him all the way through. I believe that he got targeted through the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act court. I watched the tactics that the FBI used to set him up, and what he went through really resonates with me because they put me through hell too. And I don't know if we both went through all of the exact same things. I'd like to meet him and talk to him later on down the road and ask him, hey, did they use the tech weapons on you, like while you were sleeping, or the weird stuff that nobody will talk about right now? And see if they did that with him. But they for sure set that guy up, and it's been proven now. The judge in his case dropped the case, just like the DOJ requested. So welcome, trolls. How you guys doing? Wasn't sure if you guys are going to be here or not. Wouldn't be the same without you. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about tomorrow is a documentary called 1,000 Pieces. So John F. Kennedy talked about destroying the CIA, ripping them up and throwing them into the wind into 1,000 pieces. Sure, he said it completely different than that, but this documentary is about that, basically, about government corruption and long-time weaponized systems used against us everyday type of people. And it's a great documentary. It's available on Vimeo. If you go to John D'Souza's, here, let me try something here. If you guys want to look up John D'Souza, do a little bit of homework before the interview tomorrow. If you don't know much about him and you want it, and you're like, what? Come on, there's a guy that they wrote the X-Files about. Here, streaming at the bottom, the banner is all of his contact information. There's his YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/John D'Souza, facebook.com/John D'Souza, john@tomabooks.com, twitter.com/JohnXD'Souza, and then the Amazon link right there is where you can buy his books. He's written several books. One of them is called Clear Hearers. It's about people that use intuition and all kinds of other things to, one, get through life, to figure out things that a lot of other people can't. True investigator type stuff. It is on TikTok. Somebody's asking me, is it 7 p.m. Central Time on Friday? It's 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So Arizona time. We don't have daylight savings time here. So you can just, wherever you're at, if you aren't good at doing that, just type in Arizona time to whatever your time is. So 7 p.m. tomorrow night. All right. So does anybody see any like tanks rolling down your street? Military, helicopters flying over your house, anything like that? Anybody have anything to report? Your power and internet obviously hasn't gone off if you're here. Epic Geek says, yes, yes, yes. Okay, tell me more about that. What have you been seeing? Out of the ordinary, not if you live by a military base and there's just some activity going on. What's going on out of the ordinary around your area? I'm talking about within the like the last couple of days. Yesterday or today, have you had military helicopters or aircraft flying over your house, multiple aircraft, things like that? Okay. Cheryl Lewis says hi. Michael and Willis. What's happening, Cheryl? How you doing? Thanks for being here. What does the aircraft BS mean? I'm asking if people have seen an influx of any kind of military aircraft, helicopters, heavy aircraft, C-130s, C-17 Globemasters, C-5s, transport aircraft, Army helicopters flying around. That's all I'm asking. So for the folks that are targeted individuals, here. Most of y'all are on my YouTube channel. If everybody on TikTok doesn't know what a targeted individual is, you can go to my website, and the first video on my website will kind of give you a foundation of what that is. And it's a good study. It's not an easy one. Probably one of the longest studies of your life, and it's tough to understand. But if anybody here, for the people on my YouTube channel that are targeted individuals, where John and I aren't going to go into depth about TI stuff. TI is short for targeted individual, if you're new to that whole term. We're not going to go into depth about TI stuff because honestly, I probably know more about the targeted individual programs than John does. He told me that himself. That doesn't mean that that's necessarily true. He might know more about it, but there might be things that he can and can't talk about. That being said, he's still been a friend to me, and he's going to still come on my show. But we won't be going into depth about that. We'll be more talking about current events and episodes of the X-Files. It will get into it a little bit because it all connects. It all connects to, like the Patriot Act, Department of Homeland Security, fusion centers, compartmentalized groups like FBI, SSG, Citizen Corps, FBI InfraGard. It all connects. It all connects. I'm trying to read both of the comments here. This is.
Yeah, I was just about to make a suggestion.
What's up, Andrew? Andrew's got a suggestion for me.
And this is like definitely not being rude or anything, but I'm over here watching both at the same time, trying to keep up with the comments just to see if there's any questions. There's going to be so many comments tomorrow that it's going to be like impossible for me to moderate and listen at the same time.
Okay.
So if anyone who's on right now, if you can hear me, I'm just in the other room.
Come over here closer so they can hear you.
Just try to keep the back and forth conversations like kind of to a minimum so that it's easier for me to read through.
Ooh, that's not going to happen.
And listen at the same time. I know, but
because even if the people that want to positively be a positive part of this interaction,
have them be aware.
The trolls will jump in.
I'm also trying to listen to the conversation at the same time. That's why we're trying to have people sending questions beforehand. So make sure you know more that they can send them to.
So send your questions ahead of time. Make sure you leave your name or your handle, whatever it is that you want to identify you, so I can give you some props and then ask your question. Send it to we'll go ahead and go back to the banners. Send it to my Twitter account, and we'll write some of those down ahead of time before the interview to go over some of those with John.
What did you say before that as an alternative to Twitter?
To
send questions to?
I was saying to leave them in the comments for this video. Yeah, you can put it in the
live chat.
In the live chat, or when the video is over, if you think of, or when the live stream is over, if you think of something that you didn't think of now, just go ahead and put them in the comments of this video once it uploads to YouTube, and then we'll go ahead and check the live chat. We'll check the comments in this video. TikTok, it's kind of tough, everyone. I'm sorry, but for some reason, TikTok won't allow us to message back and forth. If I don't follow you and you don't follow me, we have to be following each other in order to DM. And
one thing about that I noticed, if somebody's following me, they can message me. I unfortunately can't message back even if I'm following people, just because of my phone number that's on my account.
Yeah, so let's
get messages if somebody's on there and wants to.
Let's just forget TikTok for messaging as far as this whole thing goes. Just message on YouTube in the live chat, on the video after it uploads, or send me a message on Twitter. That'd be great.
There you go.
That'd be great. Okay, Richard Peril, I think you've sent me the message a couple times. Sorry, I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I'm just there's a lot of messages coming through right now. You live in Glendale and was hoping to meet me as you have been a TI for 12 years, but don't want to discuss here. Obviously, I'm a 51-year Arizona native and would love to meet locally. Richard, I'm not 100% sure if I'm into that right now. Maybe give it a few weeks, a month or something like that. Let's see. You have a YouTube channel. I can watch some of your YouTube videos or maybe see something you've done. I just have to be real careful with new people that I meet. It gets a little bit sketchy. I don't know if you heard my other videos, but somebody shot my backsliding glass door out recently. I've constantly have people coming after me. So I'm not blaming you for being a perp or, somebody that might harm me, but I just have to spend a little bit of time vetting who I become friends with. That's it. So nothing personal, just, just got to be kind of careful. Greg says X-Files spoke a lot of truth. There's a whole bunch of truth in there. Isn't it weird how a lot of the truth came out in TV series and movies, and even on the cover of like the Inquirer or like the Daily Sun at the grocery store? If you're really paying attention, you really do your research, you'll see something on one of those tabloid publications, and you're like, that's exactly what's going on. What the hell? And then you watch the news, and it's all lies, or mostly lies. A little bit of the truth. Everything's backwards and upside down right now. So we need to get this boat turned right side up. Richard, you've been watching my videos, but you don't talk about it publicly. My personal advice would be to go ahead and do that, because no targeted individual is going to. If you're a targeted individual, you understand what I'm saying, and you won't judge me for being hesitant. If you haven't talked about this publicly, if you haven't vetted yourself publicly, the only way to get ahead of this thing is to put yourself out in the light and to face it head on. That's been my personal experience. That's the only way that I've been able to battle this. The more you try to hide, the more you try to move, the more you try to run from this thing, the worse it gets. And that's what they want you to do, is to run and hide, spend all your money moving, spend money on shielding equipment and all kinds of stuff like that. So you just got to turn on the light. I've got a poster up in my room from a band called the Wood Brothers, which when I was a photographer, I was doing photos at concerts, a lot of live shows. And so I photographed the Wood Brothers live, and I got one of their limited edition posters, and it's probably one of my favorite posters that I've ever had. And it's basically just a hand reaching up, and they're screwing in a light bulb, and the light bulb is turning on, and when the light bulb turns on, all of the bats just fly away because the light's on. That's a good analogy for what you have to do. What I think you have to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's worked for me in several ways. Shining the light, walk into the light. I always use the analogy of the smoke jumpers, the fire department. They don't fight the fire from the outside. They get in an airplane, they jump out of the airplane with parachutes right into the middle of the fire, and then they fight the fire from the inside out. And that's, yep. So, Epic Geek says that I have a hitchhiker's thumb. I got a hitchhiker's thumb, sir. Here. Is that a hitchhiker's thumb? What does that even mean? Nikki Hippie, 5D. Yep, there's some 5D chess going on right now, isn't there? 5D chess. And in the spiritual world, that's probably what you're talking about. An ascended person, basically. It's gone from 3D through 4D to 5D reality or consciousness, right?
Yes.
5D consciousness.
Hey, Nikki.
I'm not a hater on the spiritual world. I pay attention. I don't talk about it a lot. But yeah, that's the Great Awakening. People are ascending into 5D consciousness more and more every single day. That 3D consciousness is basically living in the non-organic, contrived world that we've been indoctrinated into believing, and then ascending through the new consciousnesses, learning reality and other things is getting fast. See, I know about this. I pay attention. Just not the thing I talk about the most. We listened to, and Andrea didn't make me turn it on and watch it. I found it and turned it on. I was like, hey, check this out. So it was Laura Eisenhower and Magenta Pixie, and two other people actually I'd never heard before, but they were on a Zoom call, and listened to them. Magenta Pixie, if you are in the spiritual community, if that's something you research and listen to, wow, man, you got to know, you can't just jump into Magenta Pixie and understand what she's talking about. Otherwise, it sounds like she's speaking another language. But she's an interesting lady. Richard Perel.
Ariana knows who she is. Awesome. Hi, Ariana.
Cool. Richard Perel says, God bless you and your family. Well,
Thank
Richard,
you.
God bless you and your family too, man. I hope you understand my hesitation with meeting anyone. And let's see, you say 5 minutes of conversation together and would know I'm a TI and can help you too. For your information, thank you for your acknowledging my request. You have a way for me to send you a phone number if you decide to talk. You can send it to me on Twitter. Scrolling right down there at the bottom. And I disagree with you about the 5 minute thing, because it takes a long time. Just about anybody that's been complicit in these programs, involved in targeting programs, could explain the foundation of targeted individual programs in 5 minutes and have it down. We spent a month with a lady that's a targeted individual. She came here for refuge, basically, from California. She was in fear for her life, showed up at the front door, and spent a month here with Andrea and I. Traveled to Sedona together, spent a lot of time together talking, watching documentaries, just spending time talking. And it was tough, even after all that amount of time, feeling 100% confident in that person's story. I believe her. But it's somebody that's high up in these type of programs that are very well versed in what they do would be able to explain what a targeted individual goes through and be able to pretend that they are one. So it's a tough thing. It's, as you know, it's very very intricate, very complex. A lot of layers. So, yeah. All right, checking some of the comments here. I think I'm going to get going here. I just want, let's see, we've got 60 people there. There's 59 people on TikTok, 59 people on YouTube. All right, synchronicity. Tomorrow, if everything goes as planned, there should be a few hundred people here. Hopefully. because John, we'll just go ahead and say John is way more interesting to talk to and ask questions than I am. And so I'll just say that one more time for the people that have just showed up on YouTube and TikTok. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Arizona time, I'm interviewing former FBI agent, 25-year special agent, retired John D'Souza, the guy that they wrote the show The X-Files about, and he's going to be answering your questions. We're going to do a question and answer. The live stream is already set. If you want to go to my YouTube channel, TikTok link is in the bio. Go to the TikTok or go to the YouTube channel. Boy, this multitasking thing. Link is in my bio. Go to the YouTube channel. Just hit the reminder, subscribe, and you can ask Agent Mulder anything you want. Send questions ahead of time to my Twitter. All that information is scrolling at the bottom. And yeah, Tanya Bauer, you're right, Tanya. Tanya Bauer, who is, I'm not calling you old, Tanya, so don't think that. She's an old friend here on TikTok. She's a TI. It's been following me for quite a while, and it ends up on my live streams quite a bit. And same with Deborah Kovac. How you doing, Deborah? Deborah says the Truman Show is real, and Deborah is absolutely right. Yeah, to my old school TI family right there. Thank you guys for being here. But Tony Bauer says you have to be careful who you let in your home. You do. You have to be careful. Sometimes I think to help people, though, you just got to take a chance every once in a while. Tanya, I didn't want to know how old you were. That's rude to ask you. I wasn't. Yeah, I was just trying to get ahead of myself, and so you didn't think I was calling you old. You're not old. You're a young lady. Hi, Deborah. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Okay. All right. So again, for anybody that's new here, if you are trying to understand why I'm here on social media, why I'm talking about all this different random stuff that I'm talking about, I became at some point in my life, I don't know exactly when it started, possibly way, way back. I'm 45 years old. I've got stories to go back when I was a little kid. Go to my website, watch the first video on my website, and that will give you a foundation of what a targeted individual is. There's many different types, there's many different levels, there's many different reasons a person will be targeted, maybe by a secret society group, possibly Freemasons, Scientology. Freemasons call it hidden dagger or secret dagger, the white glove treatment. Scientology calls it fair game. Stasi, secret police, called this Zersetzung, which means decomposition. They attack covertly and overtly every aspect of the target's life and decompose your life. And yeah, so there's a lot of different types and a lot of different levels of targeting, like I said, and different reasons why people are targeted. Whistleblowers, journalists, some people might be victims of human trafficking, sexual trafficking, maybe as a minor. And then as you become an adult, you start to speak out about that. They might target you to discredit you, defame you, try to make you look like you're delusional or schizophrenic. That way, if you try to testify in court against your perpetrators, then that's nothing you say in court is valid. Which, oh, by the way, hey, some of you all know that as I started documenting and reporting what was going on in my life, in November of 2017, I put out a video of a corrupt police officer that was involved in organized stalking and harassment. I interviewed her, and it did not work out well for her. She made herself look terrible. I uploaded that video on YouTube, and 3 weeks later, I was arrested on felony charges. And the person that helped set me up was a former police officer. So, I mean, just connect those dots. Spent a year and 8 months in court with an ankle monitor on, lost like $50,000. Ended up being forced to sign a plea deal after filing a motion for exculpatory evidence, otherwise known as Brady material. They denied me my exculpatory evidence that would have proved that I was set up, which is why they denied me that evidence. And I ended up having to sign a plea deal. And the judge told me in court that I would not be subjected to a psychological evaluation. And I said, okay, well, I'm not signing these papers until I read them because I want to see in the papers that it says that I'm not being subjected to a psychological evaluation. They said, well, that's not how it works. You need to sign this electronic box, and then the papers print out after that. We can't print the papers. There's no way for you to read them until you sign the little box. And I was like, yeah, well, that's shady. I don't trust that at all. But I was given no other choice. Signed it, got the papers. They've been trying to get me to submit to a psychological evaluation ever since. And so I was lied to in court. And I've refused to take a psychological evaluation because I know that these systems are weaponized and that they will pay off whoever I go to be evaluated by, and make sure that they put on the checklist that I'm some lunatic. And that way, if I'm evaluated, nothing I say in a court of law is valid anymore. And that's their goal. These are weaponized systems. It's lawfare. Using the law as a weapon. And I'm not going to let that happen. So now I've been demanded to go back to court on January 14th and speak to a judge about that whole situation. And I can't speak to the judge that lied to me. I have to speak to a different judge. And that judge is going to tell me, well, that judge was the judge that mandated you do this, and there's nothing I can do about that. So the only thing I can do is enforce this. And so they're pushing me around in circles. That's what they do, pass the buck. But I don't think it's going to work out for them in the long run. A lot of people are being watched and evaluated right now. They're being tested to see if they're going to use weaponized systems against good American citizens, and see if they're going to violate people's constitutional rights. It's happening right now with the ELECTION. And that's it. So, all right, well, I'm kind of losing my train of thought right now because I'm really hungry. I need to get some food. Sixth Dimension Connection says, Tony, okay. You're talking to somebody else there. Words matter these days. I see free doom is now, they're saying we're allowed. Just reading some of the secrets, Debbie Kovac, secret societies. Yeah. There's a lot of that. Somebody goes into the court, they do a little hand signal, telling the judge, like, hey, I'm one of you. And then the judge makes sure that that person wins the case no matter what. Yeah, so, all right, for all of you on TikTok and all of you on YouTube that are new, again, go check out my website if you're trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. This is all new information to you, barredin.us. And, okay, don't miss the interview tomorrow. Message me and let me know if you see any tanks rolling down your street, C-130s flying over your house, anything like that. I'm kind of hoping for that, actually, because that's how the mass arrests will take place, and the military tribunals. I don't know if that's going to happen 100% for sure, but it's kind of looking like it, and I've been looking forward to that for about 3 years. So let's all hope and pray that does actually happen. Unless you're one of the bad guys, then you're probably screwed. Hope you had fun and enjoyed your gift cards and your all your perks that you got, your new roof on your house, your swimming pool, your kids getting into a certain college, all that crap that you got for violating people's rights and stalking them like an animal. So I'm going to get going. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Please follow on TikTok. check out my videos, like and share those. Same thing here on YouTube. Subscribe and give me a thumbs up on this. Everything helps with the algorithms and all that good stuff. So
I'm seeing some messages on TikTok saying that they can barely hear you, so maybe there's something, maybe it's because it's so open in here.
yeah, I don't know.
Something that could be done.
Maybe my microphone is faced away from me on TikTok. So, well, if you're on TikTok, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe there. You can hear me a lot better talking into this thing right here. And yeah, see, that's one of the, there's a lot of people. I hear fine. Volume is not bad, bro. Yep. So there's the rest of them. That's one of the things that some of the perps would do on my YouTube live streams. The volume would be fine, and they'd want to mess with your head, so they just keep saying, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Talk louder. And then pretty soon you're just yelling into the screen, and then you sound like a lunatic because you're yelling into the screen so people can hear you. But yeah, some people can be pretty tricky, pretty shady. But thanks for all the 5x5s, the loud and clear, 10-4, Roger, all of that on TikTok. And yeah, I'm out, everybody. Everybody have a good night. Let's see if I can end these at the same time.
Bye.
Good night. That's not how I do it. Right there. All right, there we go. Done on TikTok. And good night, everybody on YouTube. I'll see y'all tomorrow.